Raider Nation? It's your boy SamoanRaider back with another live stream, another episode of the Samoan Raider Show. I think this is episode 2. Like I said before, I'm gonna try to do this at least once a week. Talk about some of the latest topics, give you guys my thoughts, and also interact with you guys, the Raider Nation, man. So, Raider Nation, man, like I said before, we start today, man. If you guys are in here, man, don't forget to hit that like button. It does a lot for the channel. But shout out to the chat right now. I'm going to acknowledge the chat real quick. I see Bob up in here. I see Black Sheep. I see Mark Faster Than You. I see Viola. I hope I say your name right. But, of course, Mark up in here. Sam Boy, Murda, yeah. Okay, Raiders Resistance. What's up, Boost? Let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. I just want to make sure the audio levels are good. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's double check it. Audio. Oh, let's do this again. Testing. Mic check. 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Are we good? My neck and my back. What's good, chat, man? We live today, man. We got a lot to talk about today. Of course, we're going to go over the 53-man roster. We're going to go over the cuts that the Raiders have made. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts, and I also want to get your guys' thoughts as well. We got Amari Cooper here in the building. We still got Jacoby Myers right now, even though he asked for a trade. I still think that he's going to stay on the team. And we got Kenny Pickett. We got a brand new quarterback on the roster right now. But let me just double check that everything's on. Okay, we are good. Let's talk about it, Raider Nation. Polynesia standing up. Yes, go. Yes, sir. Raiders. Sam Boy said, what the hell is an oos? Oos is basically like, brother, what's good, oos? You know what I mean? Alejandro, my neck and my back. Let's hit it one time for the one time. Yes, sir. Why are we not extending Jacoby Myers? I don't know. But I feel like it's gonna get done. You've seen the players that have been asking for trades, Terry McLaurin, Trey Hendrickson, the list goes on, but they ended up staying with their teams, getting a contract extension. I feel like that's going to be the same thing that happens with Jacoby Myers. It's just only a matter of time. Heck, we got to see Jacoby Myers out at practice today with Pete Carroll, so it seems like he's still showing up. He's not holding out. So I think the Raiders are going to get a deal done with him. I would be really, really surprised if the Raiders traded him away. Now, that being said, though, there are a lot of teams that are interested in Jacoby Myers. But unless you guys are giving us a first-round pick, then just don't even bother asking for Jacoby Myers. That's just my thoughts on the whole situations. Viola said, let me know if I'm saying your name right. Viola? I'm going to say Viola. But polys are deep on the team. Yeah, man. We got a couple of polys on there, but we also released a couple of polys. We also waved to a couple of polys. I don't know if they waved back, but we'll have to wait and see. How's Junkies up in the building? Salute Raider Nation. Go Raiders. Salute SamoanRaider. I appreciate you up in the chat, man. Yes, sir. Oh, okay. I got the thumbs up. I think I'm a little bit late. Yo, what's good, cuz? Tong and homie checking in on the O's. Hey, appreciate it, O's. Or appreciate it, Toko. Why did that sound like that? Levels are good. We good. Perfect audio. Okay. We're catching up right now. Tassi deserves a spot. Yo, BA. That's what I'm saying, right? I thought Lockheed Tassi was going to stay on the team. Now, I do believe that the Raiders are going to bring him. I know that the Raiders really are interested in bringing him in and putting him on the practice squad, but that's if he clears waivers. And I know a lot of people are telling me, don't worry, he's going to be okay. But anything can happen. And if he doesn't come back to the silver and black, then I'm going to be mad. Because I was actually ordering a Lockheed Tassi jersey, which I was going to rep this year. You know, of course, I got to rep the Polys. So I was going to get a Lockheed Tassi jersey this year just to rep it, maybe get him to sign it. That's the Oos, man. It was great to meet him too. I got to meet him on the last day of training camp. Faster Than You says Coop said that he still got some juice left. Yeah, shit. That's what he says. And you know what? I'm really excited about it, man. It's just having Amari Cooper back in the silver and black is huge. And as a Raider fan that's been with the team since the early 2000s, and you know, I started my content the year before Amari Cooper got drafted, and to see him come back home, it just felt like the prodigal son returning back home. But it's kind of different now because we're in Las Vegas. The last time he was a part of the team, we were in Oakland, and he even said in his press conference the only player that he remembers from Oakland was Colton Miller because he was still on the team before he got traded away. But hearing everything that he said today and just hearing the confidence in his voice and the fact that he even chose the Raiders, whether he's capping or not, I'm pretty sure a lot of other teams were interested. We heard the Niners were interested in him, but he ended up packing his bags and choosing the Las Vegas Raiders, not only because he wanted to come back to the Silver and Black, but the simple fact that, he had a conversation with Pete Carroll and he trusts Pete Carroll, and he believes that Pete Carroll is going to help turn this organization around, and he wants to show that he can still go and get it. And I feel like he can. I just hope that the Raiders can lock in Jacoby Myers, because I think that Jacoby Myers, Amari Cooper, Dante Thornton, Trey Tucker, Jack Besh, oh my. I feel like the wide receiver group will be solid, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Polar Bear, it says, why people hating on Pickett? He's a solid quarterback under the right system. You got to remember that he played under Matt Canada and only had Pickens as his only weapon. I mean, that's true. You make a lot of good points. I know that watching Kenny Pickett throughout his career, he hasn't really looked that good. And understandably so. But I'm always a believer in giving somebody a second chance. Heck, we're the Raiders. We're the home of second chances. Whether, veterans are coming over here just to get a paycheck or other people making a career over here with the Raiders, rejuvenating their career. We've seen it with Jim Plunkett. We've seen it with Kenny Stabler. We've seen it with so many people come over here and just turn their whole career around just with the Raiders. So that's why I'm with the notion of giving a lot of players second chances. That's why, I was high on a guy like Trey Lance, not because he did good before, but knowing what he can do if he was to come over here. The same can be said for Kenny Pickett. I'm not going to count him out. I feel like there is potential there. And as of right now, and as far as what we've seen from him throughout his career so far, I think that he's better than Aiden O'Connell already. Just with his mobility and the fact that he can move around in the pocket, that's saying something, right? So I don't know why there's so much hate, but it is what it is. I hope that we keep Jacoby. I do too. Javier says, how much does Jacoby want? Honestly, I don't know. But the only way I wouldn't pay him is if he's asking for top dollar. If he's asking for Jamar Chase money, I ain't signing him. Ain't no way in hell. But if he just wants an extension, if he just wants to be respected a little bit more, then okay. Throw him a couple of dollars, make him happy, keep him on the team. He's a reliable weapon on this team. Not saying that he's the best receiver out there for the Raiders, but knowing what he's done for this team already, the camaraderie that he has, and just being a reliable receiver when nobody else was here, that's one of the main reasons why I want to keep him. And he's already built a rapport with a lot of these other guys, these young players, Dante Thornton, Trey Tucker, the list goes on. But yeah, yes, sir. Raiders resistance, put them ones up in Put them ones up in the chat. Like I said, acknowledging the chat. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you for coming on. What do you think about Coop back? He's a vet, all pro. He said Pete Carroll reached out to him. Yo, Bob, I just talked about it right now. I know I'm a little bit behind, but, I do believe that Amari Cooper being back is going to be huge. And just him as a route runner, bruh. I know he's a little bit up there in age, but he has some unfinished business over here, and that's what he said. And hopefully he can finish some business over here and win us a Super Bowl, because at the end of the day, that's all we want to see. That's all that we want to see this year, is just not only a Super Bowl, but just to see a competitive team and have the best players out there. And I'm really confident in this team to go out there and compete every single game. And I like the fact that not a lot of people are expecting the Raiders to do too much this year, because I feel like that's when we do our best, when nobody's expecting much. Now, if they're putting a lot of expectations on us, then that's a whole different story. But what I've seen from the first team in the preseason and the first team defense, I can only get excited. I can only get excited about it. And like I said, we're going to talk about a lot of the cuts that went on today, and some of the players that made the team, and some players that got released from other teams that, I'm going to keep my eye on. Again, hit that like button if you guys haven't already, man. We are already 124 people up in the chat right now. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate it. And shout out to my boy Jerome for the $2 holla. Yes, sir. What up, Big Oos? Raidernation for life. All love. Here, big homie. Yes, sir. I appreciate the super chat, Oos. Yes, sir. I'm excited about the season. I know that you are too, but like I said, I appreciate any kind of support that you guys show. And I'm just here for it, man. Another season. We're right around the corner. We're a week away. Almost a week away from the very first game of the season, and I can't wait. I can't wait to go back to Allegiant Stadium for the home opener. I already know that Raidernation gonna show out, but it's up to the Raiders to show out as well and keep that same energy that we've been hearing all off season long. So again, Jerome, appreciate the $2 donation, man. See Los up in the building, yes sir. Salute, Os. Realist Raider says, Pooper never wanted to be a. Oh, okay. I see what you did there. I see what you did. Nor does he care to be now. He's just grabbing a payday. If he can hold a check, please hang on to the ball. Os, come on, man. Giving Us a little bit of slack, right? He could have went anywhere else. Honestly, the Niners were really high on him, and I'm pretty sure that they probably have a better situation over there just on paper. But he came over here. He chose to come back to the Raiders. Whatever happened to him when he left, it is what it is. You know, we just got to move forward and not look back into the past. I still feel like he's one of the better wide receivers right now in the NFL, as at least as a veteran wide receiver. You know, just to add on to this roster, I don't think that, especially because we're not having so much expectations on Amari Cooper to come in and be the number one. I think it's going to help not only the Raiders but Amari Cooper as well. I mean, he said that he had a lot of juice left, but we'll have to wait and see if that's actually true. Oh yes, sir. Tina says Pickett has the tempo that AOC lacks. You know, it's true because AOC, just watching him, you know, with the eye test, seeing him at the games and seeing how much he stays in a pocket like a statue, holds onto the ball, it is frustrating. Now, I don't know how much better Kenny Pickett will be, but he at least is mobile. He can at least use his feet and move around in the pocket, maybe scramble for a couple of yards. And that's all we can ask for out of Kenny Pickett, is just to go out there and try to compete. And we're not asking him to be the number one. We're not putting this team on his shoulders. We're just having them as an insurance policy for this team. If anything was to happen to Geno Smith, you know, knock on wood, but you know, I'm okay with it. And I really like the move that the Raiders did by trading away a 5th-round pick to acquire him. I know some people might think that's a little bit too much, but at the end of the day, 5th-round picks we really don't care about unless they really do pan out. And heck, I think the Raiders got a 4th-round comp pick for this upcoming draft. So I don't think the Raiders really took a loss here. My opinion. That's my opinion. Echo says, which games are you going to this season? Well, as far as right now, I know for a fact I will be at the home opener and I will be at all the home games. Mostly all the home games, so you guys can catch me there. I'll probably drop where I'll be at, most likely J-Lot, but, you know, I'm going to be checking out all the experiences throughout tailgate and then going into the game and, you know, hoping that the Raiders win a lot more than we did last year. But if you're at the game, find an Oos at the Win nightclub, or the Win. You can find the Oos at the Winfield Club, because that's where I love to watch the game, because just being there on the field and just being around a lot of other Raider fans as well as other, you know, influencers and whatnot, it's pretty cool. But, you know, that's neither here or there. But with that being said, though, Raider Nation, man, shout out to Jerome, man. Again, man, becoming a member. You know what? Shout out to Jerome and shout out to all the members that are on the channel. I know I haven't done much for you guys, but trust me, once the season does start on September, I'm gonna revitalize the whole membership, which I'm probably gonna have one tier just to make it easier for everybody. And I'm gonna drop a lot of things on there, a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of footage that I haven't even dropped on this channel, even little interviews that I've done with former players and all that, and then even doing some mailbox question or Raider takes from my subscribers or my members. So I appreciate it, Deuce, for joining. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But before we talk about the Raiders' final 53-man roster as of right now, let's go over some of the players that got cut from the team. Now, yesterday, the Raiders announced 18 players that they waived and released, and those players being, I don't even know how to say the first name, man. Gotta leap, ADs. I don't know. But they also released Michael Barrett. They also released Tank Booker, Andre Carter II, Hudson Clark, Parker Clements, Keandre Colburn, Amari Gaynor, Gerard Hufford, John Humphrey, Kadir Ishmael, Keytron Jackson Jr., which, look, I'm rocking the Keytron Jackson jersey right here. Yes, sir. Ja Joyner, Sam Webb. Also, we released Marquez Callaway, Philip Dorsett, Colin Johnson, and Jalen Smith. Now, I know most of the only names that really stand out to me on this list was Andre Carter, just for the simple fact that he balled out in preseason. We've seen a lot of him. I didn't expect much out of him, but seeing him out there at the games really caught my eye. So that was one name. Of course, Amari Gaynor, I had him on my podcast. I grew a close relationship with Amari Gaynor. So it sucks to see him go because when you finally get to like know these players as a person, you totally understand where they're coming from when, cut day comes down and then they don't have a job as far as the next 20, 48 hours. So, I wish nothing but the best for Amari Gaynor. Other than that, there really wasn't any other surprises for me on this list. I know we just recently signed Marquez Callaway, Philip Dorsett this offseason, even Colin Johnson, but it just goes to show that we got some solid receivers already on the roster right now. Real quick, shout out to Raidernation 714, baby. Yes, sir.
My neck and my back.
He says Raiders. Oh, he says, why did I just say Raiders? Raiders, are you happy with our 53-man roster? Also, who are you more bummed out about that did not make it? Great question, and that's the main reason why I'm going to be talking. That's the main thing I'm going to be talking about in today's live stream. But real quick, just off the rip, it sucks seeing Lucky Tassi get waived, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more, of course, because that's the big Us right there. Just all the Usos, him, Antonio Maffi, even I'm forgetting one more name. I forgot the other. I'll remember when I go to the next list. But, just seeing the Usos not make the roster and some of the players that, I grew a close relationship with, really bummed out to see that happen. But at the end of the day, it's a business, so I totally understand that. Am I happy with the 53-man roster? Yes. I think for the most part, there wasn't really that much surprises. There was only a couple of players, of course, that a lot of fans can just kind of debate whether or not they're happy with it. But overall, I'm cool with it. I'm definitely cool with it. Jerome, been rocking with you for a minute. Y'all keep it 100. Yo, I appreciate it, Jerome. Definitely, man. Definitely. But off of this list, Raider Nation, off of this list real quick, because I'm going to go to the second list that they dropped today. But off of this list, is there any other surprise moves or surprise cuts that you guys see from the list? Let me know down in the chat. Sam Webb actually got cut. I forgot about him. Yo, I know it's kind of crazy because I feel like Sam Webb has had his ups and downs with the Raiders. I haven't heard a lot from him from this past offseason, so I guess I understand it. And come to think of it, a lot of these players could also come back on the practice squad if they make it through waivers. So we'll have to wait and see what actually happens. We should have hooked Bo Jackson nephew up. Yeah, diehard Raider. Yeah. I mean, keep trying. Oh, well. You know what? I think that's going to be in a second. Let me look at the second one. So here's the second list that they dropped today. They waived an additional couple of players: Zach Carter, Chris Collier. I'm kind of surprised. Chris actually looked pretty good in preseason, but I know with the plethora of running backs that we already had, I understand this move. Jafari Harvey, Cedric Jackson. I know Die Hard Raider just talked about that right now. Yeah, it does suck to lose Bo Jackson's nephew, but I feel like the wide receiver room is also pretty full. Matt Jones, Trevor Ma'ai. Oh, that's who I was talking about. Trevor Ma'ai. Him, Antonio Maffi, two Usos right there. Tokos that, I definitely wanted to keep on the rosters. But it is what it is. We did keep a couple of polys on the roster, so I'm not too mad. Now, these next two names are a huge surprise. No, I guess you can't really say a huge surprise. It's just kind of crazy that, the Raiders cut Tommy Millott and Cam Miller. And Cam Miller, I'm pretty sure will be back on the practice squad. But honestly, it's crazy how fast, time can move. Because just a week or two ago, we were talking about Cam Miller as a potential QB2 quarterback. But after what we've seen these last two games, there's definitely going to be some work there. Now, he does have some upside, and I do still believe in Cam Miller to come out and maybe be the quarterback of the future. But that's one of the main reasons why I felt like the Raiders still had to address the quarterback 2 spot by bringing in a veteran, because I know for a fact that Aiden O'Connell just ain't that guy. So, and that's one of the main reasons why the Raiders went out and traded for a guy like Kenny Pickett. Outside of that, Carter Runyon, Justin Shorter, Lucky Tassi. Like I said, the big host, Lucky Tassi, man. I understand he just learned the game of football, but I'm not, I wasn't expecting him to make the final 53. So I think just seeing his name kind of just shocked me a little bit, but I know that the Raiders are definitely going to try to bring him back because his ceiling is so high, especially with the size that he brings and the fact that this dude is only scratching the surface of what he can do in the NFL. It's crazy to me. Trey Taylor, another dude, cool Uso, man. I got a good relationship with Trey as well. Just seeing him around everywhere, he's a dope dude. Greedy Vance was another guy I was really surprised with. of course, like I said before, if there's anybody on this list that really surprised you guys, let me know. But yeah, Greedy Vance, I've been hearing nothing but great things about him at training camp, and he made a couple of good plays in this last game. So to see that we released him or waived them surprises me. Dalton Wagner, JT Woods. They also released Alex Bachman, who I thought was doing pretty good at preseason and at training camp, but I guess they thought otherwise. Terrell Edmonds, Albert O, who I liked. And then, of course, Lonnie Johnson Jr. is going to be on the reserve/IR list. So, Raider Nation, again, let me know down in the comments who surprised you. Of course, like I said, Cam Miller, Tommy Millott. It's funny, the fact that just today we heard that Amari Cooper's number was going to be 17, and quickly we find out that he switched his number to 19, which he wore when he was a Dallas Cowgirl. But I feel like that's probably one of the main reasons why the Raiders released Tommy Millott, just to give his number up. But, all jokes aside, though, I think those two guys are definitely going to be back on the roster by the end of the week on the practice squad. I thought Mumford would be cut. Manny says, I thought Mumford would be cut. I know he definitely been struggling, and he's another Oos that I'm cool with. So just to see that he made the roster, I'm happy for him. But he definitely got to do a lot better moving forward. But we're not expecting him to be a starter, but we'll see. Mumford is whack. Jerome I definitely vouch for that. I think this year, at least throughout the offseason, he hasn't really showed out. That's crazy. Keep AOC, but cut Miller. Shaking my head. That is kind of surprising, but I know AOC. I don't know. I think they're still holding out for AOC. I think AOC, if at worst, is going to be the QB3 over here, and Cam Miller is going to come back on the practice squad. Righteous Devil said, Tassi? Yeah, Tassi got released. Polar Bear said, would you take Lenora Seller in next year's draft? Hell yeah. Right now, if we were in line to get somebody, any other young quarterbacks, I'm down for it. Somebody to sit down. Unless Cam Miller stands out, then we really need to go get somebody else. Of course, I was a big Shador Sanders guy. You guys already know that. But any young quarterback, I would be down with. What about Sincere McCormick? Oh, did I? Yes, Sincere. Oh, I did say Sincere McCormick. Yeah, that was another one that surprised me as well. Good thing you brought it up, J-Pot. Yes, Sincere. It sucks because I think Sincere just was given that chance yet. And the time he was last year, he got injured, which really sucked. And I think he has a lot of potential for sure. And I think the running back room, just for the mere fact that Zamir White actually looked good whenever he was given a chance to go out there and run, especially in this last game. I think that kind of sealed Sincere McCormick's fate on this roster. But I think the running back room is one of our strong suits. I think Ashton Jency, Raheem Mostert, and Zamir White are going to be three solid backs to rotate amongst. Now, I know that Dylan Lobby also made the team, but I don't think that he's going to be getting a lot of snaps out the backfield. I think he's mainly going to be used in special teams. So Sincere McCormick was just the odd man out. But I wish nothing but the best for him and hope that we can bring him back. But if not, I think Sincere McCormick should and deserve to go anywhere that could give him at least a chance to showcase his ability. Realist Raider says Amari Ferrari had plenty of time to flash. He just came up short. Hopefully he get back on the practice squad. No, you're right. We didn't see too much out of him. He never really stood out to me in preseason, so I totally understand that. But I think that he still has a high ceiling wherever he goes, and I hope that he makes it back on the practice squad. Just for the mere fact, because I know that he's been working hard just to do something out there. But I know this whole NFL thing is a business, and as long as if you're not going to go out there and put it on tape, then there's no reason for them to keep him on. McCormick gone too. Yeah, I know, man. Lucky Tassi, aka you can't teach power. Yo, Omnicron. Yeah, I know, right? Julio says, didn't Tom Brady vouch for Millett? No, I know you probably mean Miller. Yeah, he did vouch for Miller, but Miller didn't show it in preseason. Other than that first game, we got to see a little bit of it. I still do believe that he has a high ceiling. I do believe that he could still be a solid quarterback in the NFL, but he's just not ready yet. That plain and simple. So that's why I understand the fact that they released him to possibly bring him back and add him to the practice squad. Pickett signing made him expandable. Made practice squad. Yeah, maybe. Yep. Omnicron. I just said that. and yeah, it's just an addition with Pickett, which the Raiders did need to. The Raiders definitely needed a veteran quarterback that could back up Geno Smith, and I guess that's the dude. You know what, Oos? We got Amari Cooper. I'm feeling like I'm feeling like getting Khalil Mack. Hey, Oos. See, now that's the funny thing is I know we talked about Amari Cooper. I posted something on my Instagram yesterday with me, Joe, and Fitz. We were joking around earlier in the season. Hey, might as well let's go bring the gang back together, right? Get Amari Cooper, Derek Carr, and Khalil Mack. I wish we could have brought in Khalil Mack. That would have been crazy. Imagining Khalil Mack, Max Crosby. That would have been crazy. It was, and you know what's funny? I heard that Cleveland Farrell got released as well. So, hey, Raiders, why not bring Cleveland Farrell back to play with his draft class over here with Max Crosby? That'd be crazy. And also, Hunter Renfro got released as well. So, who knows? Who knows? Go get the Oos and bring him over here. But yeah. Cam was dropped because Pete is trying to make a serious run by next year. Cam just isn't ready for anything this year. AOC just staying until we could trade for something. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on that one. Cam Miller, practice squad, surprised Lauby made it. Righteous Devil, yeah, he made it simply for his special teams. What up, Boos? Raiders. I know I'm trying to catch up on the chat. I know I'm a little bit behind. Miller got waived. Yeah, he did. I'm surprised by Tossie. Same here. He'll be back. Do you think that we'll get Kyle Trask with that Spicek connection? I don't think so anymore, J-Pop. I don't think so anymore. Unless we're still looking for a quarterback, I don't think that we will. I'm hyped for this Raiders team. This season is probably going to be the most anticipated in years, for sure. Fabian says, did AOC get waived? No, he did not. He's still on the team. Shallow Sanders? I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. Yes, sir. Let's bring back Cat. Hey, might as well. Hey, knock. Andrew says, bring back Cat Crabtree. Do it. Let's do it. Bring get back Tay. I don't think he want to be on this team, but yeah, Silos Renfro. Yes, sir. Yeah, I seen the 53-man roster earlier. The players that got waived can come back if the Raiders choose. Yeah, if the Raiders are able to get them, then they will. Now, I want to move on to the players that made the roster. I want to move on to the final 53, go position by position, give you guys my thoughts on it, and then also get your guys' thoughts. So, first and foremost, let's get on to the quarterback position. First and foremost, let me know what you guys think so far. Of course, we knew that Geno Smith was going to make the roster. Obviously, the Raiders trading for Kenny Pickett. He's going to make the roster. But Aiden O'Connell right now, who's injured, I think is going to be on IR. I don't know what it is, or PUP list, whatever it's called. But the fact that the Raiders kept him on the team, a little bit surprising, but totally understandable. I think the Raiders are just keeping him just to be an expandable piece, just in case anybody else wants him. Cam Miller is going to join the practice squad. But I think the quarterback situation was probably the most obvious one, especially after trading for Kenny Pickett. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think about this, about the quarterback room so far. Are you guys confident in this quarterback room? I'm confident as long as Geno Smith is healthy, we're good. But that's the thing. If he was to stay healthy, then we'll just have to rely on somebody like Kenny Pickett, which I have more confidence in Kenny Pickett than AOC, even though Kenny Pickett just joined the team. He has a lot more intangibles and a little bit more upside, and has that mobile ability to fit Chip Kelly's offense, which is why I do like the move. I do like the move, until proven otherwise. Javi says, what is your season opener final score prediction? I honestly, I don't like to do a score prediction because it's kind of hard. I'm going to say the same thing over and over again, and I just don't want to jinx the team, but I do believe the Raiders win. Is Genty a top fantasy player? I think so, Fabian, as long as he stays healthy. I'll bring back Tim Brown. SamoanRaider will be drafted to the team. The Black Hole Personal Podcaster. That's my prediction. I'll be down. You know what? I want to go a step higher, those. I'm trying to get hired by the Raiders. I'm trying to get hired by the Raiders to run their social media, not run the social media, but I want to be the guy in front of the camera just to get content for the Raiders, which, Raider Nation. Stay tuned, man. If you guys are already subscribed to the channel, man, we might be doing some things with the Raiders. So just to kind of put it out there for y'all, man. But definitely, it would be my dream to do the Raiders. Black Hole, I'm cool with them. I got nothing but love for them. I don't know if they would ever start anything, but, got to keep my options open, man. Sacramento checking in. Cali King Raider. Yo, shout out to you. Hope Jacoby gets a contract. Yeah, same here. All right, let's get into it. What is you guys' thoughts so far on the quarterback situation? AOC got no value. Yeah, he don't. But there's probably somebody out there that can get him for probably a 7th round pick. Pickett can move in the pocket. Raider, yep. Exactly why I'm a little high on him. Pickett can get us by for a few games. I believe so. I have confidence as long as Gino is on the field. That's the thing. Gino looked good. The last two games with a couple of drives that we had, he looked really good. He looked sharp out there. He looked confident. And I just love the fact that he was able to run around in the pocket and make a play in that last preseason game because it gives me more confidence in him running this team. I just love being a Raider. I love being a Raider, Kelly King, to an extent that it stresses me the F out. And I'm just trying to be real, though. Die Hard. My honest prediction, Raiders 65, Pats -3. Hey, I'm with it. They put Amari Gainer reunion instead of Amari Cooper. Oh, I seen that, Oos. I seen that. I was done when they posted it on Twitter. Amari Gainer. I was like, oh shit, Amari Gainer's back, and then it was Amari Cooper. I was like, damn, somebody gonna get fired. Somebody gonna hear from it. Come on, man. You have one job, Oos. One job. That wild card game versus the Texans, I remember Connor did not cook, bro. Don't even remind me, man. Gino looked good, hell yeah. If Gino gets hurt, of course. I know, man. Manny, I love the Ninth Island podcast. I appreciate it, Oos. I appreciate it. I know we're going to start doing more podcasts, but as far as right now, the Oos is just holding it down on the channel, though. But let's move on to the running back position. Of course, Ashton Genty, the number one running back. Zamir White made the roster. I think just alone off of the last game and seeing how explosive he looked out there, I got to give him some credit because I did not expect Zamir White to stay on the team. But he did because of the work he's been putting in. Raheem Mostert and Dylan Laube, which I said I think Dylan Laube is going to get, special team snaps. I don't see him. Unless anything was to happen to any of the top running backs, then Dylan Laube is not going to see the field this year. Knock on wood. But I like the running back room so far. I think that it's a strong suit for this team, and we should be okay. And Ashton Genty just leading the whole thing, the whole charge. I got a lot of confidence in him. Now, moving on to the wide receiver room, of course, Jacoby Myers, if not traded, he's going to stay on the team. But we got Amari Cooper, we got Trey Tucker, we got Dante Thornton Jr. and Jack Bech. I think a solid wide receiver group for the most part. I wouldn't doubt the Raiders not adding one more guy. I feel like we should have at least 6 wide receivers, but I think these 5 are a solid batch. And I hope we keep it this way. And I hope that Jacoby Myers stays on the roster, though. That's the main thing. Yes, sir. Zeus looked good. He lost weight. Hey, he did. He looked good out there. Zamir looked good. Yes, sir. Chip Kelly's offense, of course. Number 19 will be his number. SamoanRaider. Yo, what's good, Eric? Zeus looked good. Yes, sir. Like I said, Zeus looked good. I also think that this wide receiver room, I think that the Raiders offense, we've got a lot of weapons. And I feel like we're going to be one of the better offenses in the NFL. We just got to worry about the defense and how they will show up. I know the first team defense looked really good throughout preseason. And we just got to wait and see how the season pans out. And I think that's the whole thing. If everybody's healthy, we can compete with anybody. I'm going to be honest with you. We can compete with anybody. And I think that we can surprise not only in the AFC West, but in the NFL alone. And I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on us because, yes, it's our first year. Yes, I understand that the Raiders haven't proved anything in the past couple of years. But with what we have right now, man, and just wide receiver room alone, I think we got enough weapons to look really solid out there with Geno Smith, Nathan Kim. Yo, and if you add Third and Renfro in there, come on now. Who would say no, though? I don't know. Maybe the Raiders. In that wide receiver room, and that's in offense. Yeah. Yes, sir. Most of his better weapons. Trey hasn't produced, and 2 rookies. I don't know, man. Yo, David, I like that you said that, though. Trey has been balling, bro. I know it's just practices and stuff like that, but he's got a high upside. And now with the quarterback over here, I know he didn't do much in these past 2 years, but trust me, I think this year, I'm not going to say that he's going to ball out or he's going to go and catch for 1,000 yards, but he's definitely going to be a playmaker and going to be utilized a lot with some special plays, and he's going to make some plays. Definitely going to make some plays that's going to have the whole nation rocking. As far as the other two, the rookies, I understand they're just rookies, but Dante Thornton Jr., trust me when I say this, he's going to be making a lot of plays as well. Jack Bech, I just haven't seen it yet, but then when you have Amari Cooper out there and hopefully Jacoby Myers, I think that we should be solid. JT Douglas says, those been following you for a long time. I never see you live. I barely go live. I go live here and there, but I'm trying to do something different this year. I want to go live at least once a week. do the SamoanRaider show. I want to bring on guests, talk about weekly things. So like I said, this is a good chance for me to interact with you guys because I know that you guys have been supporting the channel, and I want to do a lot more lives. And I'm definitely going to try to work on doing some IRL streams from the game or at the tailgates and getting, just walking around and just getting the vibes over there. If I go into the field, then I'll probably go live and try to interact with you guys as well and see the vibes there. But definitely going to try to do this a lot more, man. Yes, sir. Let me go back down. We need a CB1. Yeah, we do. Did they extend Myers already? As far as right now, as far as I know, no, they haven't. Trey has been working hard to fix the drop issues. Yeah. If our O-line can protect Geno, we got so many weapons, bro. That's what I'm saying, though. But, Manny, I like the fact that you brought up Bowers because that's what we're going to get into right now. We're going to get into the tight ends, which, again, I think this room right here is solid. Hella solid. Of course, led by Brock Bowers, the best tight end in the NFL. Don't at me. Then we got Michael Mayer, who could be a tight end one on any other team. But the fact that we got Brock Bowers on the team is the main reason why we have to bump him down just a little bit. And then Ian Thomas, I had a feeling he was going to make the roster. He's solid as well. The Raiders tight end room, as well as the running back room and wide receiver room, we good. We straight. We got a lot of weapons here. And that's why I said, as long as the offensive line holds up, Geno Smith is going to cook out there. He going to cook. And as long as Geno Smith is healthy, we going to be all right. And Brock Bowers, I'm excited for yet another year with him, with Michael Mayer healthy. I'm just happy for it. Lucky T, Subos was good. I think Jacoby is asking for north of $20 million. I wouldn't do that personally because anywhere else he'd be a wide receiver too, in my opinion. Ooh, Nathan. $20 million? Yeah, hell no. And I feel like he's trying to get that money because I don't think that he's going to replicate what he did last year. For the simple fact that I think that he was one of the only weapons that we had outside of Brock Bowers, so his numbers could definitely be inflated. Now with so many other weapons, I don't think that he's going to get that much reps, or not that much reps. He's not going to get the same amount of stats. 1,000 yards, that was the first time he was ever able to do that. So that being said, I do understand what you're saying, and I agree because if that's the number he's asking for, then I totally understand why the Raiders are holding on that, and they're not giving him the money that I guess he wants. Miller got cut. Yeah, that's what I just said. Myers ain't going nowhere. I hope so, Sam. Jack Besh ain't been doing nothing. Daniel the rapper. Yo, I'm not a rapper though. Jack Besh ain't been doing much. Yeah, he hasn't. Like, I haven't seen him stand out too much, and it's crazy to see that a second round pick that we had is below our third round pick or our fourth round pick wide receiver that we have on the roster right now. But that just goes to show how good Dante Thornton's been looking out there. Heard of Yaks on the offense? Yes, I have. Raider, Bowers and Mayer finally going to be used as they should have. Oh, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for it. I'm definitely excited. Keep it up. Big fan, bro. Not going to lie. I can't remember what season I started watching you. Also, Raiders. I appreciate it, Julio, man. I appreciate it, man. JT Douglas. Shout out to you for the $2. Holla.
Oh, my neck and my back.
Yes, sir. Nation not coming to Florida this year. Damn. I guess, man. It's like 50-50 for me. I feel like every time we go to Florida, man, we always end up losing or we always get smacked by the Dolphins. But, it does suck. I know that it does suck that we're not going over there this year, man. But it is what it is, I just hope that the Raiders show out this year. And maybe you come out. Is that where you're from, Moose? Hopefully you could come out to a game, man. I could beat you guys, man. But appreciate the $2 donation. Lucky Raiders are not expected to trade Jacoby, and he's in the same situation as other wide receivers. I agree. That's what I said earlier. I agree with you 100%. I think that this is just a bluff tactic that, they're just trying to get some money. And I feel like it's more of his agent because Jacoby Myers is still over there practicing. We've seen him practicing today alongside of all the other wide receivers. So I know he just wants to get respected and get paid. Same thing with Colton Miller. He had to wait a couple of weeks until he got paid. So I'm expecting the same thing. I just hope the Raiders don't overpay him. Sam the man says Cooper gonna ball out. I got a feeling. And I hope your feeling is right, man. Like I said, and hopefully this guy right here can give up his 89 for Amari Cooper. You know what I mean? No, I'm just joking with you guys. But yeah. Omnicron says, what I like about Chip is he got Jigba, Harrison, Ibuka, all involved. That's a whole point with Myers, Cooper, Besh. Don't forget Thornton and Trey, bro. But yeah, I can see them utilizing all the wide receivers. I think, and we've been running vanilla offenses out of shotgun all preseason long. So I'm excited to see what kind of offenses we're going to be running, especially with I can't Ashton Jeanty, all these dudes. So I can't wait for that. Chip Kelly and Bowers going to be up. Oh, it's gonna be badass, yes sir. Galifios, we wave Laki Tasi. Do you see him making a practice squad? Definitely, Us. I see him making the practice squad as long as he clears waivers, and that's what I'm worried about is him not clearing waivers. But we'll see. Yo, what the hell? Yo, okay. Shout out to Raider. Yo, he gifted 5 memberships. Hey, Us, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what that means. Does that mean? So you gifted 5 memberships to a random 5 people and off. So shout out to Raider, yo. See, this is why I haven't done live streams long to understand that. But I appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. But shout out to a Raider, yo. We got Nada, Accelerator, DB Crypto, Sam Demand, Raider Dan, all new members. Thanks to Raider, yo, man. So shout out to the O's. Hey, like I said, I want to do a lot more for you guys. I'll probably, you know what? Shit. Probably this weekend. I think every weekend I'll try to drop something. And you know what? You know what's something I wanted to do that I haven't done? I want to do instant reactions right out the stadium. Like the games that I go to, I want to walk out and just talk. I don't know if that's something that I'll probably throw onto the that's probably something that I throw onto the membership thing just to give you guys something. But we'll see. We'll see. Or I'll probably go live at the game before the game. I don't know. Or halftime. We'll do halftime. We'll figure it all out though. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. Hella. Yes, sir. Hey man, shout out to Yvette. Yeah. Come on now. See, now I really got to do something for you guys, man. I appreciate the love, man. Definitely appreciate the love. Thank you for being a member. Let's go. All right, let's move on, man. Let's move on, but let's move on to the next one. Let's cover that up real quick. Let's move on to the offensive line. Now, real quick, I'm gonna highlight this because, of course, I was surprised that Laki Tasi didn't make the team, but I didn't really honestly think that he was gonna make the team. I do believe that he'll make the practice squad, but we have Alex Kappa, DJ Glaze, Charles Grant, Jordan Meredith, Colton Miller, Theron Mumford, Dylan Parham, Will Putnam, JPJ, and Caleb Rogers. Now, of course, Theron Mumford is a surprise. Will Putnam and even Alex Kappa. But, you know, I think it's an okay group. It could be better, but I think the starting group is okay. We got some depth there. Got some young players there. So I'm not really tripping off of them as long as they protect my quarterback goes. But, you know, Pete Carroll's already stated that JPJ, this dude right here is going to be our right guard, and Jordan Meredith is going to be our center. We'll see how that pans out with the first couple of games. And yeah, that's all I have for the offensive line. So let's move on to defensive line, which I think is the strongest unit on the defensive side of the ball for sure. First, we got Thomas Booker IV, Adam Butler, Max Crosby, Lecky Fotu, Tonka Hemingway, Malcolm Kuntz, Jonah Laulu, JJ Pegues, Charles Snowden, Tyree Wilson. Now, of course, we got some dogs over here, Adam Butler, Max Crosby, you know, Thomas Booker looked pretty good at the limited time that he had with the team. Of course, Tonka Hemingway showed some the word that I'm trying to say. Oh, he showed some upside. That's what I'm trying to say, that him and JJ Pegues look pretty good as rookies. Of course, Jonah Laulu. Shout out to the big O's. You know, I'm happy. I got to get a Laulu jersey, man. I got to get a Laulu jersey to support those. But yeah, Lecky Fotu. Shout out to Lecky Fotu for sneaking his way onto the roster, man. But even with the injury that he had, you know, I'm just happy that he made it. Surprised about Mumford only because he struggled. He did struggle. And he was the reason why AOC got hit, fumbled the ball away. But we'll have to wait and see. But this defensive line, yeah, Raider, yo, looking damn good. We got a solid-ass defensive line led by Max Crosby. And these are going to be the guys. This is the most important position right here for our guys because they're going to set up the secondary as well. So we'll have to wait and see. Mumford is experienced, swing tackle, and can play guard. That's why he's stuck. That's true. He's moved around the offensive line, and even though he hasn't looked good this year, he's been a bit reliable in past years. So, yeah. My biggest question is still Tyree Wilson. That you know what? That is going to be the biggest thing because Tyree Wilson this year can break out, which I'm expecting him to, just off of how he looked in preseason. He looked a lot quicker off the line of scrimmage, and he was causing havoc. And man, if he can play up to his potential, then we'd be straight because we'd have Adam Butler, Jonah Laulu, Tyree Wilson, Max Crosby, Malcolm Coons, all out there. Even Charles Snowden. Shout out to Charles Snowden because he looked really good in preseason as well. And we got a solid defensive line, and I love it. And I love it. Now everybody else, I'm not too sure, but as far as the line that we have right now, we good, especially with Max Crosby. Now let's move on to the linebacker room. Now linebacker, we got some depth there. We got some solid veterans there. Some question marks too for some people, but I think they're a solid unit led by Jamal Adams, surprisingly. And shout out to Jamal Adams because he's a player that really stands out to me as far as making the roster. Because he just joined the team and just converted to linebacker, but seeing what he's been able to do in preseason so far, this last game he had a pass block, just jumping out of nowhere. Of course, that first game in Seattle, this dude was electric, just showing the motor that he has and doing what he does. Really great out there. So him, Landon Roberts, I'm excited to see. Devin White, I'm excited to see. Shout out to Tommy Eichenberg and Cody Lindenberg for making the roster. I guess they showed up enough just to make the roster. So the linebacker core, pretty solid, pretty solid. Not saying that they're the strongest one out there, but I think the front seven should be okay. Now the secondary, now this is where all the questions start to come. This is where I don't know what to expect out of this team, especially now that Kyle Blue Kelly. I think Kyle Blue Kelly. I don't know if he's hurt or not. I got to go back to it, but there's potential here. Eric Stokes, there's potential with Eric Stokes, Darian Porter, Kyle Blue Kelly, DeCameron Richardson, but we don't have a solidified number one guy. We don't have that guy on this roster, and I expect the Raiders to possibly go out, especially tomorrow when waivers start to open up, to go and bring another cornerback or maybe trade for somebody or sign a free agent. Who knows? But this is probably one of the weaker groups out there. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that we need more depth there and more experience there. Darian Porter, I thought we would see a lot more from him in preseason. Maybe he shows out once the season does come around, but so far they just haven't proven too much out of me. I'm surprised that Greedy Vance didn't make the roster, but maybe he'll make the practice squad. We'll have to wait and see. But Raider Nation, what do you guys think about the cornerback room? Let me know down in comments below. David G says cornerback room isn't bad either, though. They're not too bad, but they're not that good. I'm gonna just keep it real. Of course, they can go out there and ball out, but we'll have to wait and see. Stokes has showed something and kept his damn footing. Has to show something and keep his damn footing. Yeah, true. Yeah, nada. Yep, exactly. They're not bad, but they're not proven either. Hope Kyle breaks out. Rooting for the kid. Yeah, he's a guy as well as Darren Porter that has been getting a lot of praise, in the cornerback room. But I haven't seen it too much in preseason. But like I said, we'll just have to wait until the season comes around to see how well they look. Trade for Woolen and call Gilmore. I don't know. Is Tariq Woolen on the market? I don't know. I got to look into it. I haven't really kept up with like Seahawks and whatnot. But shit, if Tariq Woolen is available, shit. Hell yeah, I trade for him right now. Give him a third or fourth round pick to bring him in. I'd be for it. But I haven't kept up with that to know whether or not they're looking to trade him away, because I think the Raiders might make a move. I mean, the Raiders have not been shy to signing players and trading for players right now, especially right before the season does start. But definitely would be a guy that I'd be open to. Yo, shout out to JT Douglas, baby. Yes, sir. He says, our corner room scares me. Team with one lockdown corner can change a whole game. It really limits the offenses. Yes, I agree with you 100%. It was like I said, they're not proven. They kind of scare me because I think that this is the weakest link on the roster right now is, on the roster group is definitely the quarterback position. But, there's high hopes there for them, and I hope that they can prove me wrong when the season comes around. But I also hope that the Raiders make a move to bring somebody in over here to at least help with the depth. I know we lost Ja'Cory Bennett, but they weren't really high on him. So we'll see. We'll just have to wait and hope that the Raiders could make a move that'll make us all excited about it. Secondary couldn't stop a code, bro. Yeah, man. Exactly. So that being said, let's move on to the safety room. And you know what? For as much shit as I do give the secondary, the safety room is where I feel a little bit more comfortable in that secondary. Shout out to Jeremy Chin, Thomas Harper, Isaiah Pulamau, and Chris Smith, the second for making the final 53. Shout out to the O's, my O's, Isaiah Pulamau for making the roster. You know what I'm going to do this year? Because, I never wear jerseys to the game because I always rock the shirts that I have. But now O's kind of lost some weight. So, I could wear jerseys now. So I'm going to try to get all the Usos, all the Tokos, all the Polys, whatever poly that comes through, whether they play for a year or not, I'm gonna rock all their jerseys, and Isaiah definitely gonna be one of them. I got a signed Isaiah Pulamau jersey in my closet right now, and Isaiah's a cousin of mine, so I'm happy that he made the roster. But it's great to see that we caused some turnovers in preseason. Shout out to Jeremy Chin and Isaiah Pulamau. I can't wait to see that camaraderie. I can't wait to see that duo in the backfield because even though we lost Trayvon Merry, even though we lost Marcus Epps, I'm okay with these two guys. I think that they could play just as good, maybe even better with this defense. So Chris Smith, I think, is a solid dude. He's a dog out there. Thomas Harper, surprised me that he made the roster, but shout out to him as well. But I think the safety room is pretty solid. Yes, sir. Hey, Jalen Ramsey was out there. Jalen Ramsey was out there, but it is what it is, man. Safety first. Oh, who should we sign off for waivers? We should go get Skipper. Who's Skipper? I'm lost right now. My bad, Omnicron. I don't know. The safeties are gonna get busy. Yes, sir. Bro, JT, that's what I'm saying. Is Deion Sanders available? How about Shiloh? Where is Robert Sherman's son? Robert Sherman or Robert Sherman? Richard Sherman, you mean? I don't know where they at, but Shiloh I wouldn't mind adding, but we're not expecting him to play. I don't think that we need him though. That's the thing. What about Marcus Tuiasosopo? Oos. We gotta go get Marcus. Bring him over here. I'll be with that too. We're gonna see the real. We're gonna see what's real on the 7th. I say we go 11-6. Who with me? Shit, I'm with you, but we'll see. Chin and Pulamau are solid. Not sure on the rest. That's true. All right, let's move on to the last group right here that we're gonna talk about, which is special teams. Of course, we got Jacob Bobenmeyer, Daniel Carlson, and AJ Cole. They round out the 53-man roster, which I do believe that we have a solid roster so far on this team. Little bit of surprises here and there, but not anything crazy. I think the Raiders got a pretty solid amount of guys on the roster. Maybe we can add a little bit more during waiver wires, but I know tomorrow's going to be a big day on some more moves on what the Raiders can do. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think about the final 53-man roster down in the comments below. Do you guys feel confident in this team moving forward? Do you feel that we'll ball out this year? Do you feel like we are a playoff team? Let me know down in the comments below. Shout out again to the chat. Shout out to Sanderman, Omnicron, JT. Shout out to Raider Yo for us just gifting some subs, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, come September 1st, I'm gonna revitalize the whole membership thing just so you guys could get the most out of it, because I know I've been slacking on my part, but definitely appreciate the support you guys been showing on the channel as of late. You guys keep me going, man. And this is the first season I've been doing this. I've been doing this consistently. So I feel confident going into the season because we got a coach that actually knows what he's doing. We got a front office that's trying to get better, and we got a quarterback. We got offensive weapons on this team that we know we can rely on, so that once the 7th comes around and we're in Boston playing, I'll be excited. And I hope we come into the season swinging, getting that dub, coming into the home opener. And I know Raidernation is definitely going to show out. There's going to be a lot of events over there, and there's going to be a lot of events I'm going to be at. So I'll probably post it on here on the post. Oh yeah, on my channel post to let you guys know where I'm going to be at and where I'm going to shoot content at, because there's a lot of things going on. And I got a lot of plans on the channel as well. Like I said, I got a big thing going on Thursday with the Raiders. Like I said, I'm gonna surprise you guys when I do come out with the vlog and whatnot. But I got a big thing on with the Raiders that I'm gonna be doing. I'm also collabing with the Raiders on a couple of skit ideas to post on social media. So everything's gonna be coming together, man. Everything's gonna be coming together, and it's off of the support of you guys. But shout out to my Oos. Afakasi Raider Oos, man, yes sir. Hey Oos, man, I appreciate it, man. For the $10 donation, man. I will Fefe. Lucky Tassi will come back to us, Oos. Our cousin told us so. Yes. Appreciate the donation, Oos. And I hope, Oos, and I hope you're right, Oos. And see, I read it. I read your Samoan right there. See, I could read a little bit, you know what I mean? But yeah, I hope Lucky Tassi does clear waivers and comes back to the roster because shoot. I can't lose the Oos, man. We got to keep the bloodline up in here, man. I think how many Usos we got on the roster right now? Let me look at it right now. As far as right now, I know we let go of 3. We got let's see who we got. We got Lekifo 2, Jonah Laulu. That's 2. And is it only? Oh, and then we only got Isaiah Pullman. So we got 3 Usos on the squad. We let go of 3 Usos, but we'll see. Those big, yes, sir. But shout out to the chat, man. Again, DB Crypto, I'm here with you. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate the donations. I appreciate you guys spending time with me today just to go over the final 53. Until the next video, like I said, hit the like button. I will drop a video tomorrow going over everything again, and then also giving my thoughts on who the Raiders might sign tomorrow, and just have a good time with it. You know what I mean? Oh wait, 2 Lucky for 2. Oh, I did. I said no 2. No, we got 3 Us. No, we got 3. We got Lucky Fotu, Jonah Laulu, and Isaiah Pulamau. If I'm correct. But yeah, until the next one, this your boy SamoanRaider and your boys. Yeah.